this program is made to deprogram you to what you've been programmed to, right?
Exactly what we're about. You have to remember that. Look, whether we get 1 million views or we get 1, it is still Be More. Believe me, for real. I refuse to have a generation behind me not doing better than me.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Right.
I can't sleep at night knowing the next generation is going to do worse than all. That doesn't make sense.
Be more for real.
DMV and Be More.
Put the number 4 up. Show them the number 4.
It's like, okay, we separate. But when you move outside of Maryland, we all the same.
We all the same.
Canada is.
But you gotta play your role.
Canada is Be More for real. We appreciate y'all.
Welcome to BMore4Real podcast. Get ready for the realest conversations anywhere on the net.
Keep it locked with us. Whoa. Be more for real. Be more for real. Be more for real. Brought to you by way of Real Explosions. Rated R for reality. #1 podcast in Baltimore. Y'all see the trophy sitting right here to my right, maybe to your left, however you viewing it. But yeah, Be More for Real podcast, man. Make sure y'all go ahead, like, share, subscribe, get into all of that good stuff, man. Today is going to be an episode for one of the episodes. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be one of the best of the best, even though we keep putting that pressure every week. But today's going to be one of the best of the best. We want to appreciate all of our viewers, all of our subscribers, all of our commenters, everybody, even our haters, though. Shout out to the haters because they make us look better. You only follow us to hate, so shout out to our haters as well. We can go ahead and clap that up, too. Yeah, so today, man, is going to be quite a day for the show. Like I said, this is going to be a show for the show. We're going to talk about the unseen struggles of high functioning individuals and what it takes to be strong and we just got a lot of things. Today is not going to be a typical episode. We're going to be pulling the mask off of a lot of things, man. We're going to be talking about those who smile the biggest, who make the biggest accomplishments, who achieve the highest of the highest, but deep down inside, they are broken. So we're going to go ahead and clap that up. Now, I will give this disclaimer. I will say that, I am talking about mental health and stuff like that. And a lot of times I like to have videos to show you guys what I'm talking about, but there aren't a lot of videos to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to have to wing it. And I do have some videos to show you, but it's not like how you think. One of them is satirical. It's comedy or what have you, but it's a video nonetheless. Now, I guess we can start with how my week was. Let's have this Be More for Real moment. We can get into, how my week was. I'm always working for Be More Pod and stuff like that and working with those guys. And it's always a pleasure. On Monday, I actually had a pleasure of meeting former Oriole, Mr. Rick Krivda, if I'm pronouncing your last name right. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but Mr. Rick, man, awesome guy. We're gonna go ahead and run that clip from Monday night. Let's go ahead and run that clip.
I'm gonna kill these mofos for real. Give me a chance. It was more of a comment, right? They don't need this as a passport.
But anyway, I gave y'all props. That's it. I'm done with y'all. That's it.
Oh, keep it coming. It's not the end. It's not the end. V's a legend. Like.
mean, sometimes stuff like that does cause a distraction. So had him off his game. Like he knew something was coming out. Like pipeline, when he was kicking that ball, something else was going through his head. 16 therapists, you know, accusations, you know, from 2012 to 2016. Yeah, it's kind of weird because, like, you know, the timing of it, but just for 16, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, obviously,
I was like, who does that? Who does that? Who does that?
So, right, like people think you just go in there and boom, one cut, and you know, it takes time and effort. And,
absolutely. You got to really invest into it. And
right.
You got to really like.
Tune in to Be More Sports Talk Live every Monday at 7 p.m. exclusively on the Be More Pod Network.
I'm going to kill these mofos for real. Give me a chance.
All right, yeah. So that was the Monday night, and it was an awesome show. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to his brand EBJR. Y'all already know what's up. I'm sipping out of the cup every single week. I got a couple cups. Another one sitting right here on the table. We got all the gear. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to Be More Pod. Shout out to the Monday night sports talk show. Awesome show. Now on to the next one. Shameless Unplugged. They just had another show yesterday, and Shameless was awesome. I mean, this show was dynamic, and it's definitely a pleasure to meet these ladies that's on the panel. And you guys got to go check them out. They talk about the deep stuff. It's like they be more for real too, but they're Shameless Unplugged. They unplug all of their stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they had a very dynamic show about a very touchy subject. You guys should go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. Drop likes, drop the shares, drop the comments on the videos, because we need to spread awareness as well about a lot of these issues. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and play that Shameless clip. Let's go.
Hello, everybody.
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things.
Well, let's say names and get sued. Let's tell people names and get them sued. Let's tell everybody. Let's just tell the whole damn truth.
I'm saying to the sisters and the brothers, because we're not going to be biased, because the same way these men out here cheating, honey, these women out here praying. P-R-E-Y. Period. You're not going to argue with me about it.
When they should be doing this praying.
Right.
He owed me his loyalty. That part.
Hi, I'm Sherelle, known as Mr. Blues.
Hi, I'm Glenise, known as Lady Angelic.
Hi, I'm Felicia, also known as the Visionary.
I'm Monica, known as Moni Love.
I'm Leah, better known as Songbird.
And we're Shameless Unplugged.
You know, Monica, to address what you said, what you did to get them, you have to do to keep them.
That's exactly right.
On both ends, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying.
I know where you going. I was about to say it.
You know what? I love what Erica said up there. She said, tie him to the bedpost. My girl, that's my type of thinking.
We're going to read Erica stuff. We all know Erica.
And so let the church say amen.
Amen. What's the highest praise? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right.
Hallelujah.
I was.
Shameless Unplugged, another Be More Pod production, coming to you live every other Tuesday at 7 p.m. exclusively on the Be More Pod Network.
I don't know if they're ready for this one.
That's a heavy one.
Okay. That was Shameless Unplugged, and trust me, the episode yesterday was fire. It was fire to me because it's not entertainment. This is education. This is infotainment. This is information and entertainment, which is where I get the word infotainment from, which is a real word, by the way. I know I make up a lot of words, but this time, infotainment is a real word. And shout out to Shameless Unplugged. Go ahead and check out their latest episode and all the episodes on the Be More Pod Network. I started a little bit earlier today because, there's a network of things that we work with, and Dennis is actually going live with another podcast down in, I believe it's North Carolina. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's down in North Carolina. So I want the people to check out Dennis on the podcast, man. Let's get expanded. Let's get in touch with North Carolina, and let's show him some love. Let's show Dennis that we support him. We love him, and we glad that he's on the show. What I'll do is I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up that flyer. Let's go ahead and pull up that flyer. So he's going to be on New Choice Radio right after this one. It's at 8 o'clock, which is why I started early. It's at 8 o'clock, and this is RFR TV. Now, New Choice Radio, spell it the way that you see the flyer on the screen. NewChoiceRadio.com. That's NUCHOICE Radio.com. Go ahead over to RFR TV directly after this live, and make sure we go ahead and show Dennis some love. We're gonna go ahead and clap that up. On another BMore4Real moment, y'all know, well, y'all might not know. For those who do know, those who don't know, and this will go into the show later on today. Today's April the 23rd. I actually had 5 sisters that died on this one single day at the same time, and my father was buried on this day. He died on April the 16th. His funeral was on April the 23rd. So a lot of people don't know that, but shout out to my dad, man. Such a great man, such a great father, such a great Christian, such a great person. You know what I'm saying? He was the best father you could ask for me. Maybe I wasn't a good child or a good enough child, but I do want to show my father, the king, Mr. Willie P. Addison. I really want to show him some love, as well as my 5 sisters. You know, I lost 5 sisters on this very same day. Angela, Ashley, Brittany, Gabrielle, Melody. So, you know, heavy time with heavy hearts, but we come into this winning. We come into this. We're not gonna give no excuses. We're not gonna do any of that. And so we appreciate that. Felicia, heck yes. Hey, this is one of the Shameless crew. She said, "Thank you, Danny. Thank you." And it's no problem. It's a pleasure working with you guys. It's always a pleasure working with you guys. And what I'm talking about today is going to flow right into the show. Let me run down these highlights real quick to get everybody up to speed on the things that we have going on. We have the Sanford and Son stage play. Let me know if y'all can see it on the screen. But we have the Sanford and Son stage play. It's on Sunday, May the 4th, 2025. This is the legend Ricky Shackelford and the legend Howard G, you know, bringing us to you guys live on stage. Showtime at 3 p.m. The doors open at 2. Tickets are $50 in advance and $60 at the door. So you know it's a major event. Also, they have Mr. Howard G, the legend Howard G, and Ricky Shackelford. They are hosting the Mother's Day comedy show, which is going to be dope as well. That's going to be on Saturday, May the 17th. Tickets are $25 in advance. They are $30 at the door. You see the location, Cafe 12. It's 5627 Reisterstown Road in Baltimore, Maryland. Get your tickets to that one as well. Look, they got a lot of stuff going on. Howard G, man, we appreciate you for being a part of the team as well. And Felicia, she said you as well. Leah said, "Hey, bro, thanks for all the shout out. I ain't done yet, man. I appreciate y'all. I actually appreciate being a part of the cast. It's nothing like being a part of a bunch of people that have a lot of talent. You know, sometimes we surround ourselves with day ones. And I had this conversation as well with plenty of people. And I didn't just get this on my own. Our day ones are important, but our day twos are just as important as our day ones. And let me tell you why, and let me tell you what I mean by that. I mean that, you know, our day ones, they know where we come from and things like that. They know who you was growing up and stuff like that. But our day twos, they know where we're going. So our day twos are just as important, if not more important, than our day ones. So shout out to our day one, shout out to our day twos. I like that Shameless all of y'all are day ones, y'all through and through. Y'all day ones and day twos. Y'all know where y'all come from. Y'all know where y'all going, and y'all going together. That's beautiful poetic justice, if you would ask me. And I'm gonna go ahead and clap that up as well. You go ahead and clap that up as well. Lisa said, absolutely. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Just let me run through these comments. Look, I ain't gonna be before y'all long. I got some bulletins just to run down with y'all. On Monday nights after the sports show, we have one of the best hosts that I know, like D Nice. She's a great host. She's a great hostess. She has a podcast. The D Zone podcast is extremely interesting. What we're doing in the community in Baltimore and on the social media scene is nothing short of greatness. So make sure y'all go ahead and check these out. Let's go ahead and run that clip. D Zone, let's go ahead and run that clip.
Yeah. What it do? It's your girl D-Nice right here, and you are now live in the D-Zone, baby. Listen.
Yeah, she want to be treated right. Okay. So what is a red flag for you?
A red flag for me, you don't got a passport.
Okay.
You don't have a passport.
Are you ready to get flued out or not?
Listen.
That was the moment where people who grew up with me and knew me before Quicksilver, people who still call me Rico. Even though, I've been based out of the DC area for the last 20 plus years, Baltimore's always been home. To have a street name after you is like, you can't put that into words. That probably for me is one of my most proud moments, because for my grandma to be there it makes it more special now that she's gone, because at least she got to see all that I've become.
So I need to know, what is your status? Are you single? Are you straight?
I'm married.
You're married. Are you married to a male, female?
I'm married to a male.
You're married to a male. Okay, so I gotta ask, have you ever in your life, Skyra, yeah, we getting deep right into it. Fuck it.
Yes.
Fuck it. You ever dated a female ever in your life?
I was married to a woman for 7 years.
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh my God. I was married to a woman for 7 years.
Come on, I'm with you. Then that's all I'm gonna say.
There you
Put it like this. It's been females that I known that my niggas didn't hit, and I didn't give two fucks.
I would
not at all.
Some type of way.
I didn't. It's to the point. It's to the point where it was a week apart. Matter of fact, one time it was a night apart. Like she left me and went with him. Type shit. We didn't care. Like
that's a little nasty.
She left me and went to him.
Yeah.
Welcome to the D-Zone podcast, starring your best host, D-Nice. Live every Monday at 8 p.m. Exclusively on YouTube.
Yeah. We can go ahead and clap that up for the D-Zone. She's definitely one of the best hosts that she's one of the best hosts that I know personally. So I'm gonna give her a shout out for that. BMore4Real said, "Hello, my brother. What's up, my brother? I know you getting ready. I already told him. I pulled up the flyer. You about to go on the RFR. I'm doing this early so we can go ahead over and support you as well on the RFR TV. Just like I already said, y'all see it. BMore4Real Dennis, one of the co-hosts on the Thursday night show. He's going to be on RFR TV directly after I get off of this live. So make sure we go ahead and we support Dennis. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to drop that Thursday night. We're going to drop the Thursday night trailer. Let's go.
His studio etiquette is amazing. Like even at 5, he already knew like, yeah, I want this like that. Move that right there. That's a gift. That's a gift.
We got a video for Gwen Hilton. Y'all go ahead and run that video while I pop these bottles. Pop the bottle, baby.
But you get up on the table.
I want you to get up on that table. That's
and you stop.
First of all, it was a
expressions I was making, I was looking at everybody else. Not too many people can sing like that.
Entertainment report.
Hey, entertainment report.
They ready. They ready. We do this so we can show other people's talent, and the talent that's inside of them is what they love is inside of you, man. They give them, they point out their passion, they love outside of themselves, man. And 9 times out of 10, if a person is going for trying to reach a goal, there's something inside of them. They got to have help.
That's my like. We here. We at same with me. Like we here. We at. We at. We at.
Be More Pod, your liveliest destination. Come and join Dennis, Lene, and Joey every Thursday at 7 p.m. Your talent will make room for you.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and clap that up. We're going to go ahead and clap that up. All right. Okay. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into it, man. This episode is about the silent battles that we face. Us strong people that we deem as strong. Now, mind y'all, I already told y'all earlier that on this very same day, April the 23rd, I had 5 sisters that passed away in a house fire. Angela, Ashley, Brittany, Melody, Gabrielle. And then my father was buried on this day, but he died on April the 16th. So this is what I'm saying. Sometimes, people see you as strong. They see me as strong because I guess you don't show no pain. And silence, the silent battles. This is why I said the silent battles. It's the silent battles that matters, because when people see you as strong, they see you as not needing help. And that's unfortunate about this society. So what I will say about this one, starting off, is check on your strong friends. The friends that you think are strong, check on your strong friends. Ask them what's going on with them. Ask them, how do you really feel inside? What's really going on with you? Don't give me the politically correct answer. Ask them what is really going on with them. And that's the whole purpose for this segment as well. So we're gonna go ahead and clap this up because we're gonna get into it. We are going to get into it. And like I said too, as well, I wasn't able to find videos to talk about what I'm talking about because I guess it's new. I guess it hasn't been talked about as much as it should be, but it should be talked about, the strong individuals. So I want to talk about this. Let's start with this. Why no one talks about being vulnerable and sharing vulnerability? And it's crazy because a lot of us see vulnerability as weakness, especially me being a male, me being a man. When they see you as vulnerable, they see you as weak. And this is the truth. Look, we here to be more for real. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to stroke your ego or nothing like that. I'm not here to brown nose you or anything like that. I'm here to be more for real. This program is made to deprogram you to what you've been programmed to. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Yes, Felicia Hagen. She said, check on your strong friends. Thank you, Lisa. For real, check on your strong friends. Sensei Sandy in the building. Sensei Sandy, I love you so much. She said, absolutely, check on your strong friends. Those people that we think are strong, nobody ever reaches out to them. And this is the problem with showing strength, is that you cannot show vulnerability. And now there was a clip too, and it's a brief clip too, and it's funny, right? It is funny. And I'm gonna go ahead and share it with y'all. But what I'm going to say is going to flip it a little bit. And shout out to Hot Fire Spitter, whatever his name is. I'm getting tongue twisted right now, but shout out to Hot Fire Spitter or whatever his name is. I forget how to put it. But he had a rap battle, and he's a famous YouTuber before YouTube really was popping. He was popping on the YouTubes. But this is what he said. This is what he said. Let's go ahead and pop it up.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim.
That's all he said. Look, you see how short that was? You're a victim. See, that's the problem with vulnerability. Vulnerability makes you seem like a victim. That's the mindset we need to talk about. And then what's crazy is, I'm gonna even tie it together. Shameless Unplugged had a show yesterday, and I doubt they know that I was putting this show together today. But you know, they were talking about a heavy topic and something that you guys just need to view. But vulnerability makes you seem like a victim, and a victim does not look good, especially on men. I'm gonna say that a victim does not look good, especially on men, but on anybody. But this is what we need to talk about. Why nobody talks about being vulnerable. The problem with being vulnerable is that you're seen as the victim. Not only are you seen as the victim, but you are seen as weak. When you are the strong one, right? Let's say everybody else, they depend on you to do stuff, and they see how you do stuff, and regardless of what happens, you still get it done. They see you as strong. But the moment you voice your opinion and you start to be vulnerable with people, they start to treat you like a victim. They start to treat you less than your worth. And that is an issue. This is why I said, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to pull up the hashtag too. Thank you, Lisa, by the way. She said hashtag check on your strong friends. And I mean that. Check on your strong friends. I'm going to give you an example, right? I'm gonna give you an example. Like I just told you, I lost 5 sisters in one day. Today, some years ago, 32 years ago to be exact. And then I lost my father on April the 16th, but he was buried today, 12 years ago. And this is what I mean by being strong and stuff like that. Because me losing both of my parents, by the way, my mom didn't die until 2022 from COVID, which is another story for another time. But I'm looking at my sons and I'm saying that I have my little brothers and I got my family and I got my sons, and here they are looking at me on how I'm gonna handle the situation about my parents dying, about my homeboys dying and stuff like that. How are you gonna handle that? And see, the thing is that I kind of feel like I've never had the proper time to grieve. You understand what I'm saying? We focus so hard on being strong for other people that we forget that we are human too and we have feelings too. That's the problem with being vulnerable. That is the problem with opening up and stuff like that. And not only that, people tend to use your vulnerability against you when it suits them in due time. It's like you cannot tell people, you can't express to people how you feel, because later up they're gonna bring this conversation to the forefront and they're gonna say, ain't you the same one that said such and such, that did such and such? Ain't you the same one? And it keeps us harboring our feelings inside. And I'm not a therapist, by the way. I go to therapy myself. But what I will say, what I have learned is that those type of behaviors breed more bad behaviors. Negative behaviors breed more bad behaviors. And this is the culture that we have set for each other as Americans, as I guess people in first world countries, because it's not just America now. We see countries in Africa going through the same thing. We see countries in Europe going through the same thing. We see well-developed countries who have access to social media going through the same thing. See, your vulnerability becomes ammunition for them to use to destroy you later on down the road. So even opening up and being vulnerable to those loved ones, those people you care about, your friends, it could backfire on you in the worst way once you fall out with them. And so that's why I say check on your strong friends. And I'm gonna go ahead and clap that up. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and clap that up. Let's go ahead and clap that up. So Felicia, she said, wow, Danny, your name is Victory. Yes, our name is Victory. Our name, we're gonna declare the victory in this one. These are our strong friends. We already got the victory. We just don't know it yet because we're too busy being strong for everybody else. We haven't claimed our championship yet. Felicia said they do. She said, yup. Maria in the chat, we appreciate you, Maria. She said, agreed. So now, as I digress, especially in the black community, when we have people who don't want to talk about what they've been going through, like me, I seen my parents die, and I felt like they were gone too soon. Both of my parents died before I was 30 years old. And I hear people today, they say, my mother, my father, my whatever. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother, my grandfather. I'll tell you another thing. All four of my grandparents died before I was born. So I never really felt what it was like to truly have a grandmother or grandfather. Both of my grandparents on both sides of my family died before I was born. And I don't need a pity party. I don't need nobody to say, oh, sorry, and all this other stuff. I've experienced death for a long time. I experienced loss for a long time. I have experienced people lie on me for their own gain, for their own benefits, and I helped them, and they still did what they did. So that's just the truth of the matter. Sandy, she said, not sure if they ever were truly your friends, and they never were. We're gonna go ahead and clap that up. They never were. But some people don't know how to be friends, and I think our community breeds this type of interaction with each other because, and I'm gonna say that because, let's say you're doing something proper for yourself. See, back in the day when you would go to a therapist, remember I told you I go to therapy and stuff like that. It used to be shunned. Oh, you going to a shrink? Oh, you about to go see a shrink? You need a shrink? Oh, you crazy? You just that and the third? Like, we downplay all the goodness about us, all of the self-development, everything that we're going to do to develop ourselves. It's like we are conditioned to decimate the character of that person to where as though they are no longer driven to accomplish that goal that they set out. And this is major because, you know, a lot of people we have grown up with, and it's hard to distinguish your friends from people that's not friends, from the snakes that's in the grass. But I will say this, that your real friends, when you tell them something is wrong with them, they will listen without malice, and they're not going to try to flip it. This another important point. This is what I just said before this. That was half of what I'm about to say right now. See, your real friends, not only will they listen when you have something negative or bad to say about them, they will also try to correct themselves because they know that they want to do good by you and you only meant good by them. They're not going to say, oh, well, you told me that my boyfriend, my girlfriend, they ain't no good for me and that all this stuff. You just hating, you just jealous because I got a nigga with money. I got a girl that's a 10. She a baddie, Coca-Cola shaped body. Like these are not real friends. These are not real friends. And when somebody comes to you and try to confide in you about their feelings and you make it about you, you're not the good friend. You can't just say, oh, yeah, I've been through that too. Yeah, you can relate, but to always flip the situation to make it about you is narcissistic. It's narcissistic by its purest definition. I know that word get thrown around all willy-nilly and all that stuff, but narcissistic behavior in its purest definition, that's a characteristic of it. When somebody's telling you something about themselves, then you try to flip it and make it about you. Not only is that narcissistic, it's gaslighting. You're gaslighting individuals. And I don't have time to really spoon feed people a lot on what gaslighting is, but I would encourage people to look up what it means to gaslight and what it means for these behaviors. And so basically, that's why people don't want to be vulnerable with other people because, you know, the vulnerability, it could cost you your life. It could cost you your reputation. It could cost you your freedom. It could cost you a whole lot of things. So again, yet still look out. And I'm a challenge by the end of this show. Anybody that y'all think is a strong friend, if you say, yo, this is a strong friend, reach out to them and ask them how they feel. Get their side of the story. Just say, look, I know you. I don't never ask you this. I probably never have asked you this before, but how are you doing? I mean, like, no, really, how are you doing? And then sit there and listen. Don't try to compare yourself to their situation. Don't try to compare your experiences to their situation. Sit and listen. That's therapeutic. That's therapy in its purest definition as well. See, I've been studying languages and all this stuff. I didn't just come across this today. I didn't just come across this yesterday. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and just pull this up because I don't have a lot to pull up for you guys because this is so severely understudied. But look, this is my Facebook, right? And y'all see it on the screen. Y'all see it on the screen. This BMore4Real. I wrote this on August the 16th, 2018. Strength lies in the ability to contain your emotions, not how you express them. A man is not made by what he can do. A man is made by the things that he can refrain from doing. Our biggest regrets are often our own choices. So now y'all know I ain't making this. I'm gonna go ahead and clap that up too. This was 2018. This was 2018. This was 2018. Send the icon. He said, "What's up, family? What's up, fam? What's up, fam? How you feeling?" Big brother Eric, make sure y'all go ahead and tune into the Be More Sports Talk Show on Monday nights. I appreciate you for joining the chat. But this is not something that I just came up with by far, and I'm not really into proving myself a lot. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not really into that. Like the stuff I try to refrain from talking about things that I don't know about, so I don't sound stupid. With that being said, let's just go back to this quote, and I'm gonna pull it up again. And I want to delve into the strength lies in the ability to contain your emotions and not how you express them. Let's fast forward all the way down to the end. It said, our biggest regrets are often our own choices. So this is the problem that you deal with strong people, especially people that's mentally strong. We know that our resilience and our relentlessness is a dynamic character trait that we have, but it's the lack of being vulnerable, being able to express ourselves. Because while everybody else is pouring their self into us, we have nobody to pour ourselves out into. It's like we're so busy being setting ourselves on fire, keeping everybody else warm. When we get cold, when our fire get out, there's nobody to do the same for us. It's like we're so busy giving people bricks out of our own house so they can build their house. When it's time for us to sit and lay comfortably in our own home, we don't have the bricks to even have us secure in our own home. And that's a major problem, man. Check on your strong friends. I'm gonna keep on saying that. Check on your strong friends. I'm gonna keep on saying that. Check on your strong friends. We have a couple comments. Leah Songbird, what's up, sis? She said, grief is a real thing, and anyone that uses it against you is a sucker. Sure enough, we're gonna go ahead and clap that up. And Lisa, she said facts. She said facts. Yeah, we're gonna get into the facts, because a lot of times our strength is also our weakness. Us being in our strength is also a weakness, and we can't say it because we're strong. We're so busy being strong. We're so busy being all of this. We're so busy being all of that. What I will say is this, right? And before I pull up this other video, I don't have a lot of videos, by the way, but I'm gonna pull this up, right? When you are the strong person, like I was saying with my family and all this stuff, it's like you never have time to grieve for yourself. And the moment that you show that you are grieving, people start to treat you different. You're not the same no more. Let's just say you're a boxer or whatever, and somebody get the best of you in a fight for the first time. These people used to you being a fighter. And the reason why I'm using this analogy is because, a lot of times we hear these quotes, right? And we don't make them practical. We don't know how to make them practical. It's like a lot of this stuff is cliche. We don't know how to apply these things to real life. But I think the greatest wisdom, and this is what wisdom actually is. I'm a big words guy, big wordsmith. Wisdom is applying the knowledge that you know. And so as I regress or digress, the same word, I will say that being strong can also be a weakness, because those people that's around you are used to being that way. And the moment that you show them a certain level of vulnerability or openness and things like that, they start to treat you different. And that is I don't know, it's not a distraction. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's something. It makes you not want to be vulnerable. It makes you always want to be that strong person. And we cannot always be that strong person. This video is for the functionally strong person, not the people that sit around in depression and don't do anything with themselves and all this stuff. This is for the functional strong people. These are for the people in societies. A lot of the people that I'm talking about, they're CEOs. They are bosses. They are team leaders. They lead in a lot of different areas in their lives. Their fathers, their mothers, their aunts and uncles. They assume some type of authority. Police officers, firefighters, surgeons, lawyers, doctors. These are those type of people that I'm talking about. These people are functionally miserable. And we would not know that because we never check on our strong friends. Check on your strong friends. Check on your strong friends. We would never know that. As I digress, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and just pull this little clip up, right? Because the news is funny, right? But I want to make this. I'll put it together for you. Let's just go. This is real funny. Let's go. Let's go.
We tried to reach out to the man who died in this pursuit. They were unavailable for comment. Micah, back to you.
All right, so see, look, it don't match, but I'm gonna piece it together for you. Allow me to connect the dots. She said we tried to reach out to the man or the person who died in this event, but they were unavailable. And so I want to do two things. When I talk about people unaliving themselves or not being alive anymore, I just want to say unavailable for that. And then number two, I want to say that was a funny clip because how could they even let that blooper come out on the news? Hilarious. Talking about you try to reach out to the person who died and they unavailable. Well, you don't say. Well, you don't say. But also, this is what happens with the strong people. This is what happened to our strong people. When it's time to reach out, when you try to reach out to them, and by the time they're fed up with it, they are unavailable. So it was a few ways to spin that. It's not only a double entendre, that's like a poly entendre, if that's even a word. I told y'all I'm gonna make up words. Poly entendre. It's not a double entendre. I don't even know poly entendre. It might be a word, might not, but hey, who cares? You understand what I'm saying? This is our problem with society. The people that's strong, the people that bury the strength. Let's give you an example. My people used to always tell me, remember I told you all my grandparents, they died before I was born, right? So when my grandmother died, a lot of my brothers and sisters and family members, they were saying that, it broke apart the family. She was the strong person. She was the one who all the family used to come around and we used to gather around and offer the strength of her. You know what I'm saying? And when she died, it's like a lot of the family split, a lot of the morals and customs that we were accustomed to, it's like a lot of us fell off. Like, for instance, they used to tell me, Gramps used to always say, don't air your dirty laundry out in the streets. So today, when you got family and the family beefing online and doing all this other stuff, man, Gramps will be rolling on her grave to figure out that her grandchildren is out there beefing online. Y'all out there making tweets and statuses and going back and forth with each other online. Like, what the heck is going on? No, you wouldn't have did that if she was alive. Gramps would have had a problem. But now since Gramps gone, it's like, well, do as thou wilt is the whole of law. No, it's not. It shouldn't be like that. And a lot of times, death is the one that would do it to us. A lot of times, death is the one that would do it to us because we don't know. Children bring us together. Our grandparents, our uncles, their family members, they the ones that bring us together because we always have cousins and brothers and sisters that we don't like, but the family keep you in check. Now, when that person is dead and gone, unavailable. Remember, I said I'm gonna start using that. Now, when that person is unavailable, now it's like all hell break loose. On the flip side, I'm telling you, really, even inside my own family, when my father died, because he used to bring together a lot of us. He used to instill a lot of morals and all that other stuff. But now, since he died, it's still a lot of stuff in my own family that I'm like, if my father was alive, y'all wouldn't be doing this. Y'all know daggone well y'all wouldn't be doing this. But you did it, though. But it's happened, and it's here. So who's to check who? Who's to say what or whatever? And then it's always the strong one because these people acting out. These people are being emotional. These people are doing what they're not taught to do. But let me bring up a Bible verse. I don't want to get all biblical, but y'all know I'm a Bible thumper by heart. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go, so when they get older, they will not depart from the faith. It's the same concept. It's the same thing. The way that we grew up, the way that we was taught, the values that we was taught, we should instill them in our everyday lives. We should still keep the memory of our peoples alive. but yet we don't. But I will say, check on your strong friends, the ones that kept their integrity, the ones that didn't bend or fold, the ones that didn't do malicious, crazy acts, and acting out of emotion. Check on them because they might be dealing with right now 10, 20, 30, 40 years worth of pain. And nobody has ever reached out and asked them what's going on. And see, you might be the person that actually allow them to give relief. There's a relief behind vulnerability. Being vulnerable does not make you weak, contrary to what society will have you believe. Again, I'm going to say being vulnerable does not make you weak, even though that's what society would like you to believe. It's not true. When somebody actually is being vulnerable to you and they're opening themselves up to you, they're actually trying to be more trusting of you. They're trying to let you into their inner circle. You might be the person that's therapeutic to them. And to turn it around at any point in time and try to make it seem like they are the victim, like Sister Leah said, she said, you the sucker. She said, anybody that do that against you, you are the sucker. What's up with all these suckers out here, man? I can't believe people actually wake up and be on some sucker stuff. Y'all be on the sucker stuff. Wake up, man. It's time to be more for real. Realest conversation on that, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna get deeper. It's gonna get deeper than that, right? Because let's go ahead. Let me see. Let's see if I can pull this up. Because I had to write it down. I had to write it down while I was thinking. And this was basically my call to action, right? And I'm gonna read it off my phone. I had to write it down because while I was thinking about it, I'm like, look, I know I'm gonna lose it because I be thinking a lot. That's part of being a strong one. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to go over there. But I wrote it down. I said, being real does not make you less. It makes you more. It makes you more free. It makes you more honest. It makes you more whole. Just know that. Just know that when you are needing rest. Let me rephrase that again. Just know that when you are needing rest, you are not broken or feeling pain. You are a human. And I think a lot of people need to understand that. Just because you need rest, just because you're feeling broken, because you're feeling down, and you always used to being a strong one, that does not make you less of a person. That does not make you less of a man. That does not make you less of a woman. That makes you human. We all go through emotions. We all feel it deep down inside, but we don't get that time to grieve. Like I was saying earlier, when my parents died and all that stuff, I got to be strong for my kids. I can't just sit there and crash out and say, yo, you know what? I lost my mother. I lost my father. I'm out here alone and I'm going to do this because I want to do it out of spite because of my feelings and my emotions. That is not the right way to go about it. And I'm going to tell everybody that's the strength. These are the people that actually unalive themselves a lot. It's not the people that have been going through it. A lot of people struggle their whole life. It's a lot of people that have been homeless for a long time. They never think about unaliving themselves. They think about the next meal. They think about the next day. They think about where they're going to lay their head at. They ain't got time to think about unaliving themselves. It's the strong ones, the ones that we deem as strong, that's harboring all these feelings that may think to themselves like, yo, maybe this life ain't for me. I'm going to unalive myself. I'm going to do something to unalive myself. This is real talk. And I told y'all, I could not find any videos on this subject. And I ain't gonna lie, I was only searching for a week because as soon as I'm done this episode, I'm always looking forward to the next episode. And in a week span of time, with all the information, data, video, shorts, and everything that's on the internet, I could not find something about the mental capacity of what we call our strong friends. So which is why I'm gonna keep on saying, check on your strong friends. Those people that you think in your mind, yo, that's a strong one. I don't never have to ask him how he doing. I don't never have to ask her how she doing. She always on go. He always on go. Why is that? Did you tap into their mind? Did you see what's going on with their day? Just a simple, how was your day? How are you? That would suffice. Because a lot of times the strong ones, they are never asked that. These are for the functional strong ones. I'm not talking about the people that, you know, they feel something and they just completely shut down. I'm talking about the people that have been through adversity after adversity, trial after trial, tribulation after tribulation, and yet they still function the same. And you wondering, how is this person still standing here in this capacity? It's crazy, but it's not. It's not. Some people they suffer in silence, and these are the strong ones. These are the ones that we deem as strong, but really they're not strong. And when they choose to give up, we would never know. We would not. They just disappear out the blue, and you like, how? How did they disappear? How did they go? This is what happens. And then and that's how we get those regrets. We like, yo, I wish I'd have had this last conversation. I wish I'd have known they was going through this. I have it plenty of times. Trust me, I know plenty of people that went and passed on to the other side who I thought was strong people and all that stuff. And by the time I found out, they was dealing with cancer and didn't even want to tell nobody. My mother was one of them. She told a couple of my siblings and stuff like that, but she knew who to talk and who to tell what to. But my mother didn't ultimately pass from that. She passed from COVID. But still, that's what I'm saying about strong people. This is what I'm saying about strong people. How many of us have had this conversation with ourselves? I'm talking about the strong people, the functionally strong, not the people that go through something and just mentally shut down on the spot. I'm not talking to you. This conversation is not about you at this moment. You could be that person, but I'm saying this is for the strong people who still function, the people who still go to work. After my mom passed and from COVID during the pandemic, I still had to go to work after that. I still had to get up and go to work after that. I had a job that I was doing, and it was under construction, and it was under contract. And so they didn't care about my mom dying or mom passing away. If you don't get that job done, you ain't getting paid. You understand what I'm saying? So even though bills gotta get paid, even though children gotta get fed and raised and all that stuff, you still got to work. You still got to do it. That's the strength I'm talking about. The resilience, the strength. But and that in and of itself is a weakness to us as well, because we're so fixated. We're so dependent on being the person that's dependable that we never have someone else to confide in for ourselves. And that's ultra important. I mean, this conversation has to be brought up, especially for those people that we know have put in the work for years and years and years. I don't care if they're an army sergeant, in a Navy, or what have you. You don't know what they saying, what have they saw, and a lot of times, I even heard that the nicest people have been through the worst, the harshest things. That's what makes people nice. Now, like I said, I don't know how true it is or nothing. I just heard it. I haven't done no research on it, but it resonates with me for some reason. It resonates with my spirit because the nicest people, the most caring people have been through the most dangerous things. And maybe that's what makes them nice, what makes them caring, because they were a victim.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim.
So maybe because they were a victim of the opposite side of the circumstance at that point. And I'm not trying to throw shades. I'm not trying to make this funny or make this hilarious or anything like that. I'm just trying to be more for real. And like I said, and this is how crazy it is. I was researching this for a week. I always focus on the next episode directly after this episode. So when Wednesday end, by Wednesday night or Thursday morning, I'm already thinking about what is the next episode and how are we putting together this next episode, right? Along with our producers and stuff like that. Shout out Bobby B and things of that nature too. But this is what I am thinking about. And I'm trying to get video references and stuff like that because 90% of learning is visual and 90% of communication is nonverbal. I'm gonna let you get from that what you'll get from that. I'll explain that later. But 90% of communication is nonverbal and 90% of learning is visual. So I try to give you guys a visual for that. And the fact that I could not find videos correlating. Now there are studies that I have to read and I would have to pull up the pages, but that's not as good as videos and that doesn't do as much justice. So I would encourage those people who are listening and what I say resonates with you. If it resonates with you, do the research, do your due diligence, because a lot of people who are the strong ones in their families, they a lot of times are the first to go. and that's because of the stress value. I had to look this up on my own. I didn't consult a therapist. I didn't consult a doctor. I didn't consult anybody or anything on this. I did my own due diligence. I did my own research, and I've come to find out that a lot of the people that we deem as the strong ones, that we think is the strong ones, they're the ones with the most stress. And what people don't know is stress kills. Stress causes symptoms in the body such as angina. Angina is a fake heart attack, but it's real. Like you can die from it because your body is having a heart attack, but it's not like because your veins are what do you call it, clotted. It's not because your veins are clotted and things of that nature. It's the side effects of stress. I don't think that we understand that stress kills. Stress kills people. And this is the problem with our strong people. We build so much stress on top of stress, and we put so much burden on top of each other that straw that breaks the camel back. And we sitting there looking like, how did that happen? How did this strong person get broken by that? Like seriously, out of all the things that they endured, you happen to break by that. See, now you start to understand. Now you start to understand. Now you start to overstand. We got a couple comments. Let me go ahead. Leah sis said, you talking good tonight, Danny. I appreciate it. Lisa said, talk about it. Ascend the icon. He said, this is what BMore4Real is about. Good work, brother. Yeah, for real. And she said, you're talking good. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. And I would appreciate it if y'all like I said the stream too. Do me a favor, just like the stream and things of that nature. Also coming up in the next couple of weeks, I got to be mindful of this. The information that I bring to you guys with these next couple of weeks is going to require action from the community. We actually have a custody case coming up very soon, where we have a guest who is fighting for custody of a child, not from another parent or the other side of the family, but from the government itself. Imagine fighting the government for custody. I believe that's coming up on May the 14th. And we're going to need the community for this one because when we give this information, not only are we expecting people to listen, but we expecting people to take action. So like I said today, reach out to your strong friends, the ones that you say are strong, and ask them how you feel. No, how you truly feel. And if you never ask them, be honest, be open, be vulnerable with them, and let them know. I've never got the chance to reach out to you and ask you how you feel. I've always seen you as a strong person. But if you ever needed to confide in me, because they're not used to you, they might say no. But you keep pressing the issue. You let them know that they are cared about too, because typically they're the ones that reach out to you. Yo, how you doing? How your day been? All this other stuff. Traditionally, they are the ones that listen to you and hear all your problems, but you ain't never hear theirs. Tell them you want to be a part of their experience too, just how they was a part of yours. Tell them you want to be a part of their recovery too, their resilience too, and their bounce back too, just like how they were a part of yours. And see the reaction that you get. Check on your strong friends. I might even change the title of the show to say check on your strong friends. So a lot of these throughout the next couple of weeks, a lot of these videos and lives that we do is going to require the interaction of our viewers, and especially on May the 14th with the show that we have coming up with the child custody case, because you don't know what someone's going through and you don't know how you can help. A lot of times we can help by just doing stuff free, by like hitting the likes button, hitting the subscribe button, sharing, all that stuff free. But it seemed like it costs people too much to just share. That I think you could check your true friends about that too. How hard is it to like and share and comment on posts? And if that's too hard for you, you're probably not my friend. You're probably the one that's sitting there waiting for me to do something bad and be like, I knew it. I knew it was something off about him. I knew it was something off about her. And don't make no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sometimes a lot of people that watch you, they're not watching because they want to see how successful you are. They waiting for you to slip up so they can say, I told you, because they was talking behind your back. They waiting for that moment to say, I told you. Didn't I tell you? Look, BMore4Real, y'all. BMore4Real. I'm gonna clap that up too. Go ahead and clap that up too. So from solid to scene, man. A lot of us are silent about our pain, and we cannot express truly how much pain we have felt, how much we've been through, and Shameless, they really brought a lot to light yesterday. If y'all can go ahead and look at that show, you can learn a lot. Just to be vulnerable and to open up to people in that manner, it takes a lot out of a person. It takes a lot out of a strong person, and actually to come forth and to say that you are hurt, it takes a strong person. But you know what? Society gonna tell you, and they gonna laugh about. That's what they gonna say.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim.
And they gonna laugh about that shit. And ain't nothing funny about that. Ain't nothing funny about being a damn victim. There's nothing funny about being weak or opening up to people. And I hate to say being weak. Let me take that back, because that's how we see it, as them being weak. And in 2025 and every subsequent year, then on, I want us to stop laughing at people who's going through pain. See, Kevin Hart had a tour, said he had a comedy show or whatever, said laugh at my pain, laugh at my pain, laugh at my pain. It's too much of that going on nowadays. People die and all this other stuff. Even like with the case I was talking about with the young 17-year-olds, Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. You know, we got people online that's celebrating another person's death, that's commenting and joking and all that stuff about another, not even a man, he was a boy, he was a child, another child's death. How ignorant, how stupid is that? Like come on now with that stuff. And he was a victim. Let me I'm gonna play it again. Look.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim.
You see that? And like I said, and I like how Hot Fire Spitter put it as well, because you know this was years ago. This might have been 10 years ago where he made that, and it brings to light the culture that we have created. We have created the culture where we laugh at people's pain. Unlike Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you might can laugh at my pain, especially if I laugh at my pain. Go ahead, laugh it off. Do your due diligence, but no, reach out to your strong friend and ask them what the hell going on. I ain't trying to laugh about it, because it's nothing funny about being a victim. I'm just trying to understand why we don't value the significance of life anymore. Even if it's a plant, even if it's an insect, it's like everything plays a crucial role in the society, and that turns out to, like how it was for my family. Look, we never knew how big my mother was, my father was, our grandparents was, until they was gone. See, the older folks, they will tell you, you never know what you got until it's gone. And that's not a cliche. That's real talk right there. See, you don't know, you don't miss the water until the well run dry. That's what the old folks say. And see, knowing is half the battle, and wisdom is applying what you know. Let's apply that you don't miss the water until the well run dry. You thirsty, and you used to getting from the water from the well, and you used to reaching from the well. The strong person is the well. You used to reaching from the well every time that you thirsty, and now the well runs dry. The person is no longer here anymore, and you can't reach out to them, and they can't lift you up, and now you down, and now you don't understand the significance that they played in your life. Dang, grandma used to, she's the only one that cared for me and all that. I see and I hear the stories all the time. And by the time we realize that, dang, my mother really was, my father really was, they gone. I wish I would have treated my parents better when I was growing up. I'm telling you, I did some horrible things as a kid. But as I got older, I learned that, you know, but I got my actions together. And thankfully, I got my actions together before my parents died. But prior to then, I was a troublesome child. And I didn't understand the privilege that I had having two parents in the household, when a lot of my friends, they didn't even have their mothers and fathers. They got their aunties raising them, the grandparents raising them. And even my father and mother, well, my father was raised by his grandparents. So his own parents didn't even raise him. And my father was born in 1951. This has been going on for over 70, 80 years now. This has been going on for over 70, 80 years now. And then when we, Maria said, thank you for this topic. I appreciate you for listening as well, Maria. I appreciate it. When we realize it, now we all crying, we sobbing, and we in tears because we wish we can get those moments back. I said something during a toast yesterday too. When Shameless had that show, after Shameless had the show, y'all gonna have to listen to the backstage, go to the Patreon and stuff like that for Be More Pod. But what I said was, a lot of times we don't know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory, and that's important. That's just another fancy way of saying that you don't miss the water until the well one dry. It's just another fancy way of saying that. But the words they hit so deep, because when those moments become a memory, now you chasing back those memories. You trying to relive that life that's no longer there anymore. Now that my parents are gone, I'm trying to relive the experiences, the teachings that they gave me that I wasn't listening to, that I used to blow off and brush off and all. Now I'm trying to really pay attention to what they were saying, and now I'm too late. So I want to express this to the people, especially if you got parents that still living and all that stuff, and they was good caretakers, even if they wasn't, for whatever reason. Reach out to them and get some closure for yourself, because that's going to hold you back from your future. The fact that you are dwelling on the past in your present, it creates no future. The fact that you are dwelling on the past in the present, it creates no future. So if there's something that is bothering you, it's best to reach out. And who cares if somebody see you as weak for being vulnerable? And that's how I am now. You think I'm weak for being vulnerable and say, oh, yo, you hurt me? Well, try me. Go ahead and try it and see what button you push and see what reaction you get, because I might just go outside your head. And I don't play them type of games. You will respect me. I don't disrespect nobody, so you will respect me, because I respect everybody else. And the moment you disrespect me, yeah, you might have crossed that line. That's me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with being vulnerable to you. I don't have no problem with that. And even if you see and you think in the back of your mind, oh yeah, Danny weak because Danny just said he was hurt by this and hurt by that. Yeah, so what? What you gonna do about it? Because the moment you cross that line again, after I told you about it, now see my reaction about it. Now see where it go from here, because it's up. But we have to reverse the thinking of vulnerability being weakness. Like I said, when it's time for you to need rest, especially as the strong person, as the functional strong person, when it's time for you to need help, and when it's time for you to be vulnerable, oh, now you weak. No, that makes you human. See, to other people, and this should uplift you as well too. To other people, you're a superhuman, because they go through the emotions, they go through the signs, they go through the symptoms, and that you're a superhuman to them. But no, be humble yourself for a second, and recognize that you're human. Recognize that you have emotions, you have feelings, and that you have feelings just the same as everyone else. And if you cannot explain or express yourself to those people who express themselves to you, and you're not getting that reciprocation, find somebody, get therapy, because everybody don't think like this. Trust me, expecting you out of other people is always a good recipe for failure. When you expect people to treat you the same way that you treat them, even though that's the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated, it's still a recipe to set yourself up for depression and all types of social anxieties and all that stuff, because people are never going to treat you the way that you treat them. Respect is earned, not given. You got to demand respect, and people will give you that respect. But until you demand that respect, people are not going to give you that. Even the same people that say they love you, even the same people that you reached out for, even the same people that you provided for. And it's a lot of people like that. Like, I provided, didn't I feed you? Didn't I let you come into my house? Wasn't you staying in my house? Now you're gonna bad talk me? Oh yeah, that's gonna piss a lot of people off. Sometimes people get homicidal over stuff like that, because now you a snake. You biting the hand that them fed you. Like, come on now. I cannot believe that it's really people out here that are snakes like that. They will eat off of your hand, they will eat off of your plate, and then when the time comes, they're gonna rob you for that plate. They're gonna take that plate from you. They're gonna take that meal from you. They're gonna lie on you just to make themselves seem bigger than you. That's lunatic. And I can't stress enough how many victims there were, strong victims too, who subsequently fell to these actions. You know, they always been a good person. They always had a good heart. They always had good character. But then somebody played them out of line way left, and then you found out, like, boy, They'll put their foot so far up your hind parts, you're gonna start throwing that shoe out your mouth. You're gonna throw it up. But look, this is what we facing today, man. I gotta hurry up and get out of here. What I will say is this: I appreciate all the comments and viewers. Ascendant Icon said you blocking your blessings and all that. Yeah, look. I appreciate all of our streamers and viewers. Go ahead and check Dennis out on RFR TV. That's on a new radio. I'm getting ready to end this live, so we can go ahead and check that over. Also, what I want y'all to do, Uncle Wayne's birthday is tomorrow. So I want everybody to type in the chat for me. Everybody that's here, if you're going to listen to this video as it's live, type in the chat, happy birthday, Uncle Wayne. Let him know we appreciate him. Uncle Wayne's birthday is tomorrow. He'll be back next week. We love you. We love you. We appreciate you, Uncle Wayne. Leah Songbird, she said, where are the people that you always hold down? And yes, Leah, that's a great question. The people that you always hold down will never hold you up. And that's unfortunate. That's the unfortunate thing about the life that we're living in now. It's like I said, it's like we're so busy setting ourselves on fire to make other people warm that when our fire runs out, those people that we have set the fire with to keep warm, they don't got a fire to keep us warm because we have been giving them fire. Sometimes it's best to let people down the best way and tell them, look, I can't help you until you help yourself. We're so busy setting ourselves on fire, trying to keep other people warm, and they're not doing nothing. They're not gathering the sticks. They're not gathering the fuel. They're not doing anything to help themselves. What they are a leech. They are dragging you down. They are a weight. And if you are in the ocean, they will drag you down to the bottom. Do yourself a favor. Call your strong friend. Ask them how they doing. Type happy birthday, Uncle Wayne, in the chat. We appreciate y'all. Be more for real. Realest conversation on the net. Rated R for reality. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go.